I fell in love with you. We fell in love with you. Guys like us just don't follow the sky, you know? Beautiful, naked, big-titted women just don't follow the sky, you know? And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies for Nursery Bullying. Host Leroy, aka Are You Not Entertained? With my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka the Mando with the mouth.
There we go. Because Mandos don't have mouth. We'll talk about that. We'll go to that. All right. Like I said, shout out to me, shout out to Eli, and shout out to our third co-host, the AI. Because if nobody else listens to us, they are spying on us, and that's all that really matters, isn't it? All right.
The
so
T1000, yes.
Exactly. We're gonna get this is a light episode today. I do appreciate everybody. Last week episode, Eli, we had a pretty busy week last week.
Yeah.
So I was listening at the numbers. I was looking at the numbers, some of our best numbers we had on YouTube since we started doing this thing. So it pretty much boils down to me that it's two things nerds love: shitty Marvel movies and big titty white women. So there you go.
Yeah,
So-
you gotta watch more. You gotta watch more shitty Marvel.
I've watched all of them. You want me to do Cloak and Dagger next week or some shit?
Yeah.
Nick Fury in the back in the 90s with David
Yeah.
Hasselhoff.
You watch Cloak and Dagger, and I'll do a retro review of the Cloak and Dagger movie with the little kid
with
from
Dabney
E.T.
Coleman and
Yeah.
You want me to do Trial of the Incredible Hulk? You want me to do that? I can go deep. We can go as deep as we want to go with this shit.
We'll go to the Roger Corman Fantastic Four.
We got to find a bootleg of that. I don't even know if we can legally do that one, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's on YouTube.
Yeah, but anyway, thank you for the algorithm, Sidney Sweeney. Now, Eli, I'm not going to post it anymore because it is Black History Month. We said we made a pact. We're not going to post any white women for Black History Month, so we got to save her for next week. So there we go.
Okay.
That being said, that pick came from the People's Choice Award. I think the SAG Award was tonight, and we're going to do the People's Choice Award. So I want to say congratulations last week to Rachel Zegler. Do you know who this is, Eli? If you don't,
The
Don't
name
worry.
sounds familiar, but yeah. you
don't
put me on
worry.
the spot.
You will, but I'm not going to say why you will. You will eventually. Give a shout out to her because she won Best Action Hero of 2023.
No
She was
shit.
in Hunger Games.
Ah,
Yeah, so shout out to her for Best Action Hero. But in 2023, Eli, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't John Wick 4 come out last year?
it did.
With Keanu Reeves shooting like 1,000 guys and falling down 50 flights of stairs?
Yeah.
Didn't a Mission Impossible movie come out where Tom Cruise, jumped off a cliff and real life didn't CGI that shit? So did Rachel Zegler do any? I didn't see Hunger Games. Did she jump off a cliff or?
I didn't see it either. I didn't see it either.
I'm just wondering. Maybe she did. Maybe she did, and we don't know.
But the Mario Kart scene in Super Mario Brother movie, that shit was dope.
That shit was dope, but wasn't live action, so we can't count that.
Oh,
But it was dope. So that's all I'm saying. Like, did she outrun a nuke like Vin Diesel did in Fast and Furious? I don't. Maybe she did. Maybe she did all of those things and beat everybody. I don't know. I didn't see the movie, but shout out to her. Congratulations. So let's go from there. That being said, no more preliminaries. Like I said, we actually got a big meaty show, so we're gonna kind of jump into it. Eli, I'm gonna let you start with it because you saw a TV show.
I did see a TV show.
You saw a TV show, and the TV show he saw was not Avatar.
I'm about halfway through that.
About halfway through. He'll get to it. Don't worry, and he'll do a review on it. Because honestly, if I watch it, it's kind of wasting my time. I don't know who was what and where and why. I'm just like, I was with Eli watch this.
Yeah,
shit.
it'd be like, remember like Cowboy Bebop, how you never watched Cowboy Bebop and then the show came on, but then you crash course.
Right, I
Yeah.
crashed course before I went in, so I caught all the references.
Yeah.
Like that. So yeah.
So then you might appreciate it a little more. But if you go in blind, you might not get into it as much.
Yeah, just a bunch of people run around. I'm like, I don't know about all this. So yeah.
But you might actually dig on the cartoon. You know, the cartoon is actually really good.
You know what, Eli? Everybody keeps saying that. You might like it. You might like it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get through, like I said, if you can get through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
and Cloak and Dagger.
And Cloak and Dagger. And how many seasons of Batwoman?
Good. It was 3. I watched every episode. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, but like I said, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Bad Batch. So
yeah.
I'm gonna let Eli catch up to speed, see what's going on. I did look it up. I thought an entire season dropped, but they didn't do that. They just did 3 episodes.
Yeah, just the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So just the first, I believe, probably the first arc, because that's how the Clone Wars do it. That's how the show does it. It's like 2, 3, 4 episode story arcs, you know, throughout the season. You know, that's kind of how it's always been done. So I imagine this is like the first story arc. So not a lot happens. We don't get the big answers that we were hoping that we got in the trailers. Asajj Ventress aren't in these first 3 episodes. So yeah, we don't know if Tech is still alive. There was a cliffhanger where he may have died in the finale of the last season. We don't know if he's dead or alive. So yeah, the big, huge questions we have, they don't get answered yet. So it's just the first 3 episodes. Omega has been captured by the Empire. She's in the, the Imperial jail. She's befriending Crosshairs, who's sort of, has become a traitor now. I'm getting deep. If you haven't, if you know, you know. I've explained these storylines before. So it's basically about Omega and Crosshairs escaping, Dark Side jail. That's about it. The other the other squad members are basically trying to locate Omega. They know she's been kidnapped and they made it their mission. We're going to go and try and find her. So they're trying to find where she's being jailed at. And we spend a little time. We spend a little time with them, where they're finding information on her whereabouts. And then we go from back and forth, them trying to find information, Omega and Crosshairs, scheming their way to make their escape from jail. So that's essentially what these 3 episodes were. About the biggest thing that did happen is Palpatine showed up. Yes, we did have a Palpatine cameo.
Palpatine return? Okay.
No, this is the Bad Batch. This is right after Order 66.
Oh, so he's still alive. Okay.
Yeah.
He's resurrected again. I'm back, bitches.
Yeah, but it's funny you should say that, because I think the purpose of this show is to explain how Palpatine does return.
Okay,
in the Rise of
we can no longer say somehow he returned. They're telling us that.
Yes.
It wasn't Fortnite. Yes. It was Bad Batch. So, okay.
Yeah. And that seems to be what Filoni has done with all his shows. It's explain the bad writing of the movies. Explain Order 66, and really goes into what happened around Order 66, the aftermath of Order 66. Almost to the extent where I think he's over-explaining it now. I mean, there's a whole shitload of Jedi that survived Order 66. I'm like, who the fuck?
That many? Yeah.
Who the fuck did they kill? Like, what the? Sounds like Order 66 was a failure. It's not, according to these shows. But yeah, he's explaining things that happen in later movies, and in this, we're getting to see how, yes, Omega is a clone. She is an experimental clone. She is a female clone. So she's essentially the sister of all the other clones. The Bad Batch are a squad of clones that were given enhanced abilities. And that's why they were called the Bad Batch, because they were given like special black ops missions during the Clone Wars. So they each have sort of special abilities. They were experimental clones. So where Omega is being held captive is like this science facility where they are working on cloning. And they revealed, it is now confirmed from these first 3 episodes of what we've all been expecting. Yes, Omega is force sensitive. She has midichlorians in her blood. And that's why the Emperor wants her. So he wants.
Yeah,
yes.
The cloning center. Was it the Camino system?
No, it's not on Camino, but they do have the Caminoians or whatever they're called. They have them working there. In fact, the one I can't remember her name. The one Caminoian woman who was in charge of the facility that we see in Attack of the Clones. She's like Omega's like mentor or mother figure. You know.
Okay. Oh,
so she's a character. Yeah.
Also, did they ever explain Sifo Dyas?
They go more into him during like the Clone Wars show.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there is, and if you watch the Tales from the Jedi, they do.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so Omega has midichlorians, and that's why the Emperor wants her blood, because he's trying to clone himself, and he needs a clone. He needs clone DNA that has force ability. So that's going to explain how they bring him back. You know, like I said. So like I said, not a lot happens. It's just them escaping prison. The Bad Batch fight some monsters in one episode, and it's, you know, just breezy action scenes. And yeah, just the start. It's just the start. You know, Asajj Ventress hasn't shown up yet, and yeah, we still don't know the whereabouts of Tech. But this is like going on for like 16 episodes or something like that. So we got a while. We got like like I said, they're about like 3-4 episode arcs, you know. So we got some time, you know. We got the next couple of months. This is just the beginning of the final season.
Because I mean, so it's gonna be a whole season like 6. Cause I looked at other ones like 16 episodes, so it's gonna be like that too.
Yeah, and you know, I think this story. The thing about this show is fun. I do enjoy it, but I still feel the trappings of the Skywalker saga. It still has to fit into.
It still got to fit in that. Yeah,
fit into that stuff, you know. And that gets a little old at times for me. That's just me. It gets a little old of trying to shoehorn it into this canon. You know, like I said, I don't really give a shit how Palpatine came back. I think that was a dumb thing to bring him back too. So I don't really care. But okay, sure. If you got to explain how they cloned Palpatine, sure. But this show, yeah. But this show is about this ragtag group of mercenaries becoming outlaws. And ultimately, this show is about what happens to the clones after the war. You know, they were only bred for one reason: bred for a war. The war is over now. What's their purpose? They're questioning that. So the first 2 seasons, you know, the Bad Batch basically became criminals. They were working for gangsters, and they were working for, you know, the Hutts, and the, you know, doing, you know, for the Pikes, and you know what I mean. They were doing scum and villainy shit, and that's where I think that's the strongest part of the show. And I don't really care about Palpatine. You know what I mean? So, but whatever. We'll see, you know. So yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's just the beginning. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. Okay, like I said, it's only been 3 episodes that's dropped. What's your preference? They all drop it at once, or they drop it weekly where you can just watch that way?
I like the weekly thing because then stuff doesn't get spoiled. You know, that's I do like that. I do. I
mean, stuff can still get spoiled.
Yeah,
some
you just gotta
can leak, you know, episode 6 and out of nowhere. So
yeah, but for the most part, you know, the new episode before the internet, you know, ruins it. You know,
right.
You know, but I like doing that. I like having that week for the, you know, what happens and to dwell on things, you know, and keep you in suspense and all that. I like that. I like, you know, not knowing, you know, And plus, you don't. It feels like it feels like you're not blowing your load right away. That's the thing with Stranger Things. Love the show, but you got to watch it all in one weekend, and then you wait years for the show to come on, and then you watch it all in a day or two, and then like that's it. It's over.
And most people just talking about the last episode and that's it, missing everything in between. Just because the end of it. So
yeah, so I like the weekly.
So
yeah, I like the weekly release. So yeah,
so. I agree. I like the weekly thing too, because I think when you do weekly shows and you do a whole season, you got time to, you can actually go on the internet and talk about that one episode. Hey, this episode, and break down that episode. You can't break down an episode on a Netflix show where they just drop everything at once. Nobody's talking about episode 4 in that, like the whole entirety of it. They may talk about like one little bitty thing, but in this one, you can sit down. Okay, let's talk about getting the show. Talk about because reason I want to talk about it. Can I talk about my thing now?
Sure.
Okay, go. Because segue. We're gonna not the best segue, but we do what we can on here. We're talking about Halo. Like I said, you talked about the Bad Batch. We're gonna talk about Halo. I said I wasn't gonna talk about Halo again on here, but here we go. We're gonna talk about Halo. Where was it? There we go. Okay, we're gonna talk about Halo, the season. Now I know I ragged on this show last time. I know I said this show sucked. It's the worst show ever. Why am I torturing myself watching stuff like that? Why am I putting myself through this like some kind of battered housewife, stuff like that? But I do have to admit, so far, and we're on episode 4 right now, this season is awesome. I mean, no other way around it. It's just an awesome season. They promised us the fall of Reach, and guess what, baby? Reach is falling. We're smack dab in it. It's falling all over the place. So they finally give it to us, and all the Halo isms that you want, because a lot of people complain about this show didn't feel like Halo. It feels like sci-fi show number 235, whatever like that. No, this episode felt like Halo. It felt like a Halo episode. And the thing that most people bitch about was one of my favorite things about it. Like, for instance, that guy, Master Chief, that never wears a helmet. He never wears a helmet, and he didn't wear a helmet at all through this entire episode. Matter of fact, he told his team to suit up, and they're like, the suit's gone. I'm like, what? Yeah, they took the suits. So he had to fight aliens and shit like that just as a dude.
Bucket
like
naked.
Right. No, he wore clothes this time. So that's an improvement. But the thing is, though, honestly, he was so awesome as just regular dude. He made me believe he was Master Chief with no Master Chief suit on. So I'm like, he's killing it. I mean, he's killing it just with that alone. So I wasn't even mad that he wasn't wearing a suit. And honestly, I'm at the point now that I'm over people complaining about him not wearing the suit, always taking the helmet off, like that, because Master Chief is not the Mandalorian. It is not his religion to wear the Master Chief suit all the time like that. This is not the way. In the game, when you play the game, he takes the helmet off all the time. You can't see it because it's first person.
So and then everyone's like, hey, he doesn't look like me.
Right, that's the thing, because I thought he looked like me on the show. He clearly doesn't look like me on the show. So I had to get over that. I've accepted it. Season 2, so I realized that's what he looks like. But to me, he's Master Chief, so I'm fine with it. That's all. They had deaths left and right going around, people getting killed, aliens chopping up people, got the energy source, shit like that. Everything you want in a Halo show and what you expect for the fall of Reach to happen, they gave it to you. If you watch this show and you're still complaining, I don't know how you can be a Halo fan and still complaining, because it gives you everything a Halo fan will want. That being said, Eli, can I talk about the bad thing? What I didn't like.
Sure.
Okay. Like I said, it's Black History Month. And we always talk about how on this show, yes, it was awesome because all your favorite characters that's been on the show since the beginning of the first episode were dying left, right, stuff like that. But I started noticing a pattern, Eli. The only people that were dying in this episode were Black people. They were the only ones getting killed left and right. And it was the people that was in the show for the longest. And I'm like, okay, you killed one. Okay, you killed 3. Okay, damn, you killed another one. The only non-Black person that died that was like a main cast member in the show was this guy. And he was gay. He was his boyfriend. So that makes it even worse. So now you're doing
he looks dead right there.
Well, yeah, he's dead and gay. So yeah. So he was the middle one's boyfriend. So not only are you killing the Black people, you're killing the gay people also. Bad form. Bad form, Paramount, or whoever doing this show, Xbox, whoever. So be better. My thing is, Eli, if you're gonna kill people left and right, can we get one white person? Can we kill a white person? Am I asking too much? Kill a fat
then
one.
that's.
I mean,
would that be woke? That
I
is
think
the
it
question.
would. I think it would be woke. No, okay. Not woke. I say, what was it? Diverse for a modern audience. You know, just kill a white person or two. You know, just
They're gonna bitch regardless. It doesn't matter.
I know they're gonna bitch regardless, but I'm just saying it will give me less to bitch about. It will give me less ammunition. Like I'm watching a show and I'm counting all the black people on the show just getting killed left and right. But if you throw a white person in there, it gives me less to bitch about. I'm like, okay, that's it, because it makes me less, especially when the guy in the middle was race changed because he was a white guy in the video game. Then they make him a black guy just to kill him off. I'm like, and I think I don't. Maybe I'm looking too deep into it. I'm going too far into it. I'm just saying they could mix it up. You know what? So
It's Black History Month, man.
It's
Can't
right.
do it.
You could have did it on March. If you did it on March, you give me less stuff to complain about. Kill all the black people in March. I can't say anything. Don't kill all the black people in Black History Month. You know, spread it out. So that's all my thing. That's all I got. What else I got to say about this show? That's all.
Is this being released like one episode a week too?
It is being released one episode a week. That's why we got time to think about an episode and talk about episode, because everybody's loving the episode. It's like the highest rated episode. Honestly, this whole series was shaky to me until this episode. This episode to me basically validated the existence of this show. I'm like, okay, you're gonna give me the Fall of Reach and you're doing the Fall of Reach right. Let's go. I'm all into it now. Cause that first season, everybody agrees that shit sucked. You know, you can have that shit, but they changed the writers. They had changed the actors of it. They changed the showrunner, and you can tell it is a different show. So,
like I said, the weekly release gives people time to savor the taste.
Yeah, you got time to dissect episodes and scenes and things like that. Because one of my favorite scenes in this one, where Master Chief was just going through people and mowing down aliens and shit like that. Then the big bad leader alien got in the way, and he just you didn't know what he said, but you know what he said. He was like, everybody get the fuck out the way. I want him. And then all the aliens just spread apart. And then it was just Master Chief. He picked up like an energy sword off the ground. Another guy picked the energy sword off the ground. And they just die. And then somebody got a kill shot in on him. And then he just chopped off one of his own. It was awesome. It's online. It's online. Just watch it. Like I said, if you're a Halo fan, this show does the game justice, I think. And
you also get those character moments, because sometimes a show during a season will focus an episode on a certain character where you get the motivations, you get their backstory, you get flashbacks or whatever to explain why they are the way they are, why they're doing what they're doing, and and you end up caring about them more. And
right, instead of just flying through a show as fast as possible. So
yeah. So
definitely, I agree. All right, that's all I got. Gotta move on to the next part.
Let's go.
Okay, like I said, Eli, I'm cutting a segment. I know we were going to talk about segment, but I'm going to just briefly bring it up. I want to appreciate everybody that was on our Facebook page. You know, they gave us shares and comments and stuff like that on this one, because this was a big one. I didn't think they was going to take off like that. I was just bored and just did this shit. But it was so much controversy. Even in the post right here, people were bickering and arguing, stuff like that. And Eli was going to get into why this is a thing and why wokeism is a thing in X-Men and not X-Men thing. But honestly, I don't, because even just thinking about it and thinking about the reason people are using to think about that one, it was making me depressed. Just even thinking about it, that the fact that people are really taking the shit that serious. So Eli, for the ounce of sanity I have left,
for your mental health,
for my mental health, can we not address that for right now? We will do it down the road, just not right now. Like I said,
that's fine.
Like I said, you did enough last week. You have made it point clear. Like, anybody got the thoughts of? We did it last week. We will address it now, but I can't. I can't right now. So all I got to say is fuck out of here. That's all I got to say. All right, can we move on past that?
Let's do it.
All right, like I said, we're gonna just jump right into it. This comic book bullies, but we're gonna jump into comic books. We got a bunch of comics. We're gonna jump into it. Eli, I'm gonna let you go first and see what we got from there.
Okay, I will do Nightwing 111.
Nightwing 111. Let's see what we got here. Okay.
So this is Heartless is back.
Damn,
Heartless is back. Okay. And this time he's in Gotham City. Heartless has struck in Gotham City. So you know what that means.
Batman. Okay,
Batman.
Batman. Okay, yeah, Batman don't play that shit. Like you can play that shit in Bloodhaven. Yeah.
So Batman's like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this? So Nightwing's got to go to Gotham, and it's basically Batman and Nightwing teaming up to investigate this murder. And now they're actually starting to wonder if it's actually Heartless because of the cuts aren't as clean and the techniques, the MO doesn't sort of fit exactly like it was before. Mm-hmm. So they're wondering. But there's a really cool moment in this issue because the murder victim, they were killed in front of their son. So now that son is an orphan. So there's a really cool moment where Dick has to console this little kid because the same thing happened to him. And the same thing happened to Bruce. But Bruce is like, yo, hey, Dick, you do this. You know how I am. I'm an asshole. You do this better than I do. So it's cool to see those. And of course, there's some flashbacks of, when Alfred had to take in Bruce and had to console Bruce during his mourning process of his parents. And then, of course, when the same thing happened to Dick and his parents, only how callous and cold and distant Bruce was to Dick. We see that, And then Nightwing's like, okay, I'm gonna be cool, and so he watches over this kid for a little bit, reads him some stories, consoles him, and just watching Nightwing be cool. You know what I mean? He's not an asshole like Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
so.
He's basically Batman with social skills. That's basically what it
is. Basically. Yeah, basically. So that was really cool. That was a really cool moment. But yeah, I mean, it's just cool to see that happen and see that character moment with Dick, and yeah, we'll see what happens with this Heartless thing. Heartless is back, or is he? Is it a copycat? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Tom Taylor, y'all.
All right, he's still rolling. I think his series is about to wrap up.
Well, I think so, and he's just going to do the Titans for a while, right?
I think so. I think that's what because I follow him on Facebook, and I think that's what he was saying. So we'll see.
Yeah,
but he's been bringing it. What do we got now? Anyway, we just gonna keep going. All right. So next book I'm going to do is Ultimate Spider-Man #1. Did you read this one?
I did. Yes, I did.
Okay. I didn't think you're gonna check this one out.
No, I'm on this. I'm on this.
Okay. Jonathan Hickman, y'all. All right. So, like I said, we got for those who don't know, this is an alternate universe. This is not even the normal the normal Ultimate Universe you remember in the 2000s. That was 1610. Meanwhile, this new Ultimate Universe is 6160. Eli, I have too much time on my hands. I remember that shit. But anyway, this is issue #2. Spider-Man just got his powers from Tony Stark, who's king in this universe. And now we get our first look of Spider-Man in this book. So let's just go to it. So, boom. All right. So, book starts off with New York City. Yep. And we get Spider-Man. Okay. So, yes, symbiote suit Spider-Man. That's the suit that Tony Stark gave him. But we're not seeing actual picture of Spider-Man. We're seeing you can't see it, it's too small, but it's actually the Daily Bugle. They got like a Daily Bugle, either like she's looking at it on an iPad, so like that. But that's what it looked. They took a picture of it, and Peter took the picture, of course, and they're just looking at it, and she just like, I hate Spider-Man. I don't like Spider-Man. That's what Mayday's saying. So and Peter's saying, why do you like Spider-Man? He's not that bad. He's okay. Meanwhile, does it look like he's washing his dish with a Spider-Man outfit? His outfit.
With a towel, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
towel.
It looked like a Spider-Man towel. Anyway, a little Easter egg right there. But anyway, so that's still so weird. She's looking at Daily Bugle on her iPad, not actual newspaper on her iPad, but yeah. And so they're just talking. And meanwhile, Mary Jane, he got this fine ass wife. I don't know why he want to be Spider-Man in this universe. He just got his wife here. She's saying she take care of the kids. I gotta go to work. And meanwhile, she looks back at Peter. She's like, Peter, let me ask you something. Have you been working out? She's like, maybe I have. So, because the spider bite, gives him abs and shit. So, yeah. Meanwhile, he's patrolling at night. He's learning how to be Spider-Man, and he can lift a bus in this universe. So it seems like this Spider-Man here is stronger than the Spider-Man in 616. Swinging around, so he can swing, but he doesn't know how to land, so he keep crashing and building shit like that. But he said, well, at least I know
Yeah,
how to take
he's not as graceful or as amazing.
right.
He's
Well,
not amazing yet.
He's not amazing, spectacular,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah. So he's still learning. This is learning curve. Meanwhile, we go to Ben, Uncle Ben, who's still alive, and Jay Jonah, and they're basically like workshopping what they need to do with their job. They're like, that's a cool picture. Peter took a Spider-Man. Why the hell he didn't give it to us? They're like, because we don't have a newspaper yet. We don't have a name for a newspaper yet. And they were like, but then it's funny how they're showing Spider-Man on the Daily Bugle, but they're not saying anything about those 3 assassination attempts on Kingpin, who runs the Daily Bugle. So don't you find it interesting? Like, yeah, so what they're doing, they're running a smoke screen. They're distracting you with Spider-Man while the real shit they're ignoring. Like people, they're dangling keys in front of you. That's what they're doing. So who's going to be the person to talk about the real stuff? Like, I don't know, Ben. Who is it? And then they, go workshop some shit. So anyway, moving on past that, those bunch of pages, we go back to Spider-Man doing Spider-Man shit, swinging around, and he actually finds a bad guy. He finds, of course, none other than the Shocker. So that's the first time we've seen the Shocker. And normally, like I said, anytime Spider-Man fights the Shocker, there's a level 1 boss villain. He just takes him out and moves on like it ain't nothing else. But he goes there. He's just like, hey, you forgot your keys? You're like, oh, shit, who the fuck are you? You're like, that's a good question. Who are any of us? Because he's not Spider-Man yet. He's just still figuring himself out, existentially. Because this is a Jonathan Hickman book. So, and he just like, you want me to just give a prime? You know what? Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll just give up, I'll just leave. You know what? You made me rethink my ways. So he like, anyway, let's shake on it. You're like, oh yeah. So, and who are you? The Shocker. And then blast them off the roof and shit like that. So yeah, so he trashes him in there. He goes back to his house. He's like, okay, so I'm 0 for 1 right now. Let me just sneak in here so nobody can see me. And while he's eating ice cream, Mayday sees him. She's like, oh shit, because she's scared because she don't like Spider-Man either. She's like, why the hell is Spider-Man in my house? He was like, okay, look, I tell you what, don't cry, it's okay. Man, in fact, don't tell anybody that I'm Spider-Man. And she's like, I may or may not, I don't know. He's like, well, and then she like, well, how'd you become Spider-Man? He's like, well, I got bit by a spider. He's like, a magic spider? She's like, yeah, okay, sure. I got bit by a magic spider. She was like, so can we keep it our secret? Can we, if I bribe you with ice cream, are you sure you don't tell anybody? He's like, maybe. That's it. So I like this dynamic because, like I said, Aunt May isn't here, his surrogate mother, but he's got May here, his daughter. It's kind of like a role reversal of the relationship. I'm pretty sure this is all intentional,
And he's totally fucking up.
He is, but he's Spider-Man. He's Peter Parker. That's what he does.
Yeah, yeah. He's still a fuck up in the
right. Even with all this shit, he's still a fuck up. Meanwhile, we got Kingpin answering to, and it's funny that when we didn't find out who carved up, like who owns America now between the Confederacy. It's interesting that Captain Britain owns the United States. It's almost like they took it back. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. I don't know. Anyway, Kingpin.
Yeah, that's a little deep, man.
Maybe
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I might be reading too much into it. But anyway, Kingpin's like, don't worry, he's gonna find out who's trying to assassinate him and get to the bottom of it. So yeah. So Peter's, texting Mary Jane, and we're like, I'm working late, just don't wait up for me. He sees his wife and kids like that, So and he sees the Shocker out again. So the Shocker's doing this shit again. So he goes there. He don't even mess with, the Shocker does his shit. He just starts beating up the Shocker, smacking the shit out of him, punching him in the ribs and shit like that. And Shocker's just like, don't hit me, man. I'm only stealing the money because my wife is in surgery and I need the money for an operation. And Spider-Man's like, you're not lying to me, are you? You're like, what do you think? And shocks him again. So gets his ass beat again. So and then he goes home again. And meanwhile, the Green Goblin is in the background looking at the whole fight. Who is the Green Goblin? Who indeed? We'll find out later on. We know it's Harry Osborn. We know. Anyway, he goes back home and he's just like drinking milk. He's just like, damn, I suck as Spider-Man. I really do. So maybe I should just give this shit up. This shit ain't working out for me. And then he sees a note on the refrigerator from May. I drew a picture of your spider. Hope you like it. You're the best. Love, May. Oh, and that's why he decides to keep being Spider-Man. So
and probably change his suit.
And he's gonna get a new suit. We know it's coming. So, but right now, And plus, it's the symbiote suit. I'm wondering if it's gonna go crazy and start attacking them and shit. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, this was a more slowed down story, more conspiracy theories going in the background with what's going on with Kingpin and Ben. Honestly, the more interesting stuff to me was Ben and Jonah and Kingpin, all stuff like that. Spider-Man to do a Spider-Man shit was just Spider-Man shit. Okay, he's just relearning everything. But the other shit is shit we haven't seen in other Spider-Man books before, because hell, every time we see Uncle Ben, he's got bullet holes.
Well, that's Hickman doing Hickman shit.
Right.
Establishing the universe, world building.
World building, yeah. Because it's all tying into his other stuff. So it's making that more broad. So that to me is the more interesting stuff than this one. But I'm still here because the thing is, because we know when he brings back Tony Stark and Iron King, whatever like that, you gotta read the Spider-Man shit to know what's going on in that. Because it's all gonna be some mind-blowing shit when it's all connects together.
Well, and I am enjoying the Spider-Man stuff. I am enjoying this family dynamic and how he's already revealed who he is to his daughter. So in that sense, yes, he is fucking up.
Right. I'm saying even in revealing to his daughter, he's fucking up doing that.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see how that happens. But he's still like the essence is still there. Like he still wants to do the right thing. He wants to, be a good person. It's just he sucks at it. He doesn't know how. And that's always the essence of Spider-Man. He doesn't really know how to balance the family and the superhero. And I actually
in the early Stan Lee comics, it was the same way. He was getting his ass beat when he first started being Spider-Man. Like he was really the first superhero to get his ass kicked. Yeah.
And that was always the thing. He was always, Spider-Man has always been the youth. He's always been like a kid in over his head, and he always had to struggle, with school, with his family, with his relationships, but also with, fighting bad guys, fighting super villains. And every time he was fighting a super villain, he would be ignoring, a date with Mary Jane or missing Aunt May's, birthday or some shit. You know what I mean?
You turn in some homework assignments or shit like that.
Yeah, or late for work or something. He was always in over his head, and I think that he's still getting that. And I really like that. It's funny because Hickman took, because Spider-Man tends to talk a lot of shit. He's always cracking wise jokes and wisecracks and shit, and always joking around. And some writers nail it, some writers don't. But I feel like in this, he's an adult. He's not a kid.
Yeah, and that's the dynamic. So it's Spider-Man, but in the Stan Lee shit, he was a teenager. Yeah. But in this one, he's a grown ass man, and he's still
with a family. Yeah,
right. Still the same family problem, but it's different.
Yeah,
got a job, kids, So
yeah, and so when it came to shit talking, or Hickman writing the shit talking, it wasn't so much he was just cracking jokes. He was like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm being honest about it. With Shocker, like, hey, what are you doing? And then just that banter between the villain and Spider-Man, it was just funny. It was actually it was refreshing because it made
like, who are you? Like who? Right?
Yeah.
Who am I? I don't know who I am.
He managed to make me laugh. You know what I mean? Because everybody
was like understated. Because you're right. A lot of writers like to go over the top of Spider-Man. Like they try to like they jokes and shit. But this was kind of like
put in the jokes. You can tell it's a guy in his 40s writing some stupid internet slang that he doesn't understand and trying to make it current and in the now. But
because he's trying to be mean. Every writer wants to be mean with a Spider-Man thing. So.
Yeah, and he's not getting the youth of today. But I feel Hickman avoided that by making Spider-Man an adult.
Right. So of course he's gonna he's not gonna just tell jokes out of his it fits. It fits for what Hickman is doing with this one. So it's interesting. And I'm glad Hickman, because I always wondered what a Hickman Spider-Man book would be like, but I could never picture Hickman on a mainstream Spider-Man book. It doesn't make any sense. But you give him his own sandbox for him to play in it. You can see what he's doing with Spider-Man. Like he's making Spider-Man his own.
Yeah. So that was cool. Just by Hickman managed to write in Spider-Man shit talking or Spider-Man comedy.
Right.
The humor of Spider-Man. He fit it in there.
Yeah. And
that's what I really like.
And it worked for story purposes. That's another thing.
Yeah. Like he gets his ass kicked twice by the Shocker. Like
by the Shocker of all people.
Yeah. So no, I thought it was great. This may have been my book. No, it's one of my books of the week. It was a big week.
It was a big week. Yeah, they came with it. I didn't think they'd come with it in the last week of February, but yeah.
Yeah.
So. All right, you're up. So what's
slap a score on it? 10 out of 5.
I'm gonna say 4 out of 5 because we know Hickman is still slow burning us. We know that he's gonna hit us with all the stuff, but we know the more stuff is coming, like all the Kingpin shit and the Jonah and Ben shit. I want to see where that's going. But
I feel like the slow burn shit works better with Spider-Man because the family dynamic is kind of the crux of Spider-Man. Right. You know what I mean? That's essential to Spider-Man is the Peter Parker. Peter Parker is just as important as Spider-Man.
Right.
Because I mean, the last shit was like the X-Men. Hickman's X-Men. Like that was so out of like, okay, I know he's building something.
Right.
But that was taking forever.
Charts and shit. Yeah. None of that is Spider-Man. He's not doing graph and charts with Spider-Man and shit. It's just Spider-Man. That's it. You know what's bothering about this book? Now that I think about it, you know what's bothering about this book right now? And it's maybe a small gripe. Mary Jane is too cool with all this shit. That's my only thing.
Okay. Yeah.
That's my only thing. I just feel like now I'm glad she's not, down his throat and shit like that, but I do think she's a little bit too cool with him keeping all these secrets. She don't know he's Spider-Man. She just know he's out doing something. He might have.
What if Mary Jane's the Green Goblin? Oh,
right. I'm just saying he might have a chick on the side, and she's like, that's cool,
Yeah.
So that's my only gripe. I just think she looks too cool. That's what I'm saying. For it's like something about the story is just I don't know. It's just it's that. I wish she'd give a little bit more attention, or like get his face like, all right, what the fuck you doing? Like you cheating on me or what?
Yeah.
So hold on, let me see what we got here. I can't see that.
Hey. I can just say they're saying hey.
I can say the hey. I'm sorry, I can't read your name because we got the new format and I'm blind, so we're just gonna.
Yeah, me too. So, I'm on my phone. I can barely.
Yeah, so we go say hey back.
Thanks for listening.
Appreciate you for speaking. All right, so so what? Slap score. What you got?
I give it a 4 out of 5 too. This was a lot of fun. I surprised because when oh shit, Ultimate Spider, and then I because sometimes Hickman can get exhausting for me because I know the slow burn.
This is like the easiest Hickman book I've ever read before.
Yeah,
no multiverse bullshit. It's just Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's just a new take on Spider-Man. It's just it's Spider-Man rebooted, basically. You know what I mean? Kind of, sort of.
No, don't leave. Stick around. We got more stuff coming. I enjoyed it. So yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Cool. Awesome. All right. So what you got next?
What do I have next? Oh, Titans. Titans number 8.
Okay. So does this tie in to Nightwing?
Well, Nightwing's in it, yeah. But this is in the aftermath of Beast World. Beast Wars. Not Beast Wars. Okay. Yeah. So, and politically, yes. Waller has done her job in making enemies out of the Titans. So like it begins where they're like on a talk. There's like a talk show, and they're like, basically there's a debate. You have the mayor, Raven with the Titans, like how they saved us and how Beast Boy was a savior and he saved the world. But then you have the asshole like, no, he turned into, it's Beast Boy's fault. What happened? And and then Cyborg hacked into the military. We can't trust these terrorists. The Titans are terrorists. Blah 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 blah. So she's done that discourse in as far as like creating a mistrust of the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
That in this issue, and then they get called to a hurricane. There's a hurricane, I think, in Florida or down south somewhere, And they go to save everybody. And they're all working together and doing stuff. And then Beast Boy tries to save a family on a roof, and they're like freaked out of him. They're like scared of him. They're like, no, you're the guy who turned everyone into monsters, blah, 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 get away from us. And, so Flash and everybody had to come and help him. And so that's basically what it is. It's Beast Boy struggling with the aftermath of Beast World and what happened and how he's having a hard time coming to terms that he feels guilty. Even though he was being controlled and manipulated, he still feels guilty that he was used to to create this big giant disaster. So that's basically what it is. And then there's also Raven. Not Raven. Is it Raven? Yeah, Raven. Yeah, Trigon. So she's talking to Trigon, and he's like, because she did that switcheroo with the putting the good Raven into the stone, into her crystal.
And Walla did that, right?
Yeah, and she's talking to Trigon like, yo, I'm gonna gain. It's basically evil Raven who's out, and says, I'm gonna gain the trust of the Titans and then bring them down. So that's like the last scene, So we're setting that up. So we got evil Raven running around, gonna be mischievous and fuck some shit up coming. So yeah, this is cool. 4 out of 5. Tom Taylor, y'all.
He's killing it. All right, so
two-time Tom Taylor double shot or whatever. I don't know.
Okay, so next book I'm gonna do is a book I haven't done in a while, but I'm just gonna jump back onto it. What is it? Superman number 11, I think. Okay. Eli, did you read this one?
No, is this I fell off. This is the Joshua Williams run?
This Josh Williams, I fell off on it too, but like, let me jump back on. Let me see what's going on. So I think the last one I read was like issue 5, and now we're on issue 11. So yeah, it's been a while since we've been on this book.
Yeah, I think I read the annual or something was the last one I read. That was like a year ago or something.
See, I didn't even read the annual Mother Moonlight or some shit. I can't remember.
I just remember like Brainiac had was doing some shit with Lobo. That's about all I remember.
The hell? Okay. Nothing to do with this book, then. This book is completely on some other stuff. So this is about, I think the Lex Luthor Revenge Squad. There used to be a thing called the Superman Revenge Squad, where Superman's worst enemies come together to kill him. So now we got the Lex Luthor Revenge Squad, where Lex Luthor's worst enemies are coming to kill him. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. So let's see what we got. All right. So book-wise, we got... Okay, so the main villain of like this whole run right now are 2 guys. I think that's a guy. May not be a guy, but whatever. Dr. Graff and Farm. Those are the 2 villains. They're like medical villains, like that, like physicists, stuff like that. They've been the ones that have been amping up Superman's powers and sending them after Superman to kill him. And yeah, so now we got the Lex Luthor Revenge Squad, and now they have kryptonite gas. They know how to make kryptonite gas, which is very hard to do, and they're hitting Superman with it. And they also got a Brainiac chick in the back. We're gonna find out who that is in a second. And they're like, all right, Superman, now it's time to join us. And oh yeah, that's the Brainiac chick we got right here. We're gonna find out who this is in a second. Meanwhile, while you're trying to wonder how Superman got in this situation, let's rewind a few hours earlier. So the Brainiac chick turns out is Lena Luthor, Lex Luthor's daughter. So I didn't know that was a thing. I'm just finding out. I don't know if that's whatever it is. So apparently he gave his daughter to Brainiac. Brainiac raised her. Superman did some shit in the Imperial War, something like that. He rescued her, brought her back to civilization, and she went and stayed with her grandma, which is Lex Luthor's mother. So that's who she is right now. And yeah, that's it. So she basically has the intelligence of Brainiac. So, and that's Lex Luthor's mom right now, which is her grandmother, Lutessa Luthor, some Luthor, I can't remember. She's here, and basically Superman's disappeared. I think he went back in time or some shit. Yeah, Wild Wild West and the multiverse. They're looking for Superman. They can't find him, so they're looking for Superman. And meanwhile, while they're looking for Superman, Lex Luthor like, send me over the schematics while I'm in jail, and I find out and realize that this guy has a claw that has every single spectrum of kryptonite on it. And he combines them, it does like weird shit the kryptonite can do it. So like Lois Lane is there, and they're all looking for Superman, trying to find out what Superman is. Meanwhile, the place starts blowing up. Shit starts blowing up left and right. They don't know who's doing it. They think maybe Dr. Farman Graff is doing it. It's not them. It's actually somebody else in a Lex Luthor suit, and they think it's Lex Luthor in there, starts rampage and shit and attacking Lena. And Lex Luthor like, I'm not doing any of that. I don't know who's doing whatever it is. And the person takes a mask off. Turns out it is Lex Luthor's mother, her grandma. She has taken over one of Lex Luthor's war suits. She is taking over the company because she's pissed that Lex Luthor has taken over her company and she's taking the company back. So yes, so she's actually the leader of the Lex Luthor Revenge Squad, his own mama. So yes. So, and she's kidnapping her granddaughter, blowing up everything around her. And the granddaughter got away while she's just enjoying and just fucking up shit. She just like, oh shit, we gotta go. And Superman's back. How Superman back? I didn't read last issue. He's back, safe and sound. He's like, hey, what's going on, y'all? And Lena tried to tell him, Superman, get the hell out of here. They are coming for you. They're like, I'm Superman. Who the hell is coming for me? What was it? And then that's when Boy hit with the kryptonite gas. He get hit with the Chain. Actually, a cool ass villain. We'll talk about him later on. And that's where we are right now. So Tessa Luthor, Farm, Graff, all them people right there, and it's basically saying, Superman, join us in the Lex Luthor Revenge Squad. Superman's like, never. And Farm's like, no, this wasn't a request. You are joining the team. Because I have a spectrum of all the kryptonite around me, and what I realize is that if I do something with red kryptonite and make it very specific, it turns you evil. And it does it, and now his eyes go red and shit like that, and boom, he flies off the Strikes Penitentiary to go right to Lex Luthor. He's like, Luthor, and that's, you got the villain pose of the Lex Luthor Revenge Squad, all of them together, and they basically all come to kill Lex Luthor. And Lex Luthor is just laughing at him. He's like, oh, y'all played right into my plan. Like, what the fuck you mean played into my plan? Luthor, we're gonna kill you. No, you're not. Because the thing is, what you fucked up is you made Superman angry. And the last thing you want to do is make Superman angry, because I'm not the only person he's angry with. And Farms are like, oh shit, yeah, you're right. So that's when Superman just heat visions the kryptonite glove to get rid of that shit, and then flicks him across the room into the wall. And then Chain is going for him, who Chain fucked him up last time. He just slams Chain through the floor. Like, I'm done with you. We're not doing this shit again. You put me in the hospital last time. We're done. And then that's when Superman popped back up, Luthor, and like, all this shit you did to me, Luthor. Now I'm coming for you. And Luthor just still laughing, like, okay, come for me, Superman. And that's when he grabs Lex Luthor right before he's about to like punch a hole through him. Lex Luthor stabs him in the chest because he picked up one of the kryptonite that was on the ground from that glove and stabbed Superman in the chest. Because Superman has a theory that green kryptonite can cancel out red kryptonite. Now, it's just a theory because he doesn't know if it'll kill him or not, but if he kills him, oh well, fuck it. You know. So Superman is like spazzing out and actually like having a heart attack right now. He's like, oh yeah, I did misjudge that. Meanwhile, his mother, Lex Luthor's mother, is spraying kryptonite gas all over the city. And he's like, okay, why are you putting kryptonite gas all over the city? They're like, oh no, I tweaked the gas so it can kill regular people at the same speed it kills human. Because kryptonite can kill regular people too. But they tweak the gas where it's just as deadly now to regular people as it is Kryptonians. And why did they do that? Because Lex Luthor made this plan years ago when he teamed up with Farm and Graff. Because he was pissed off in Metropolis for neglecting his genius. So he made a weapon, a chemical weapon to kill everybody. And his mother has released that weapon on everybody. To be continued. So, yeah. So awesome jam-packed story. Thing I like about the story, even though I haven't been keeping up with the story, don't know what the hell's going on, I was able to just jump in and know what's going on. So that's a cool thing.
There you go.
Yeah, and I like how Lex Luthor is kind of the hero and the villain at the same time of the story. Hi, Monkey 9183. How you doing? Don't leave.
How you doing?
Stick around. Listen. Yeah. It's basically like the main villain of this story is Lex Luthor's past. Lex Luthor's past is the villain. That's what I like about it.
Okay.
So, yeah. All right. So yes, what you got next?
Slap a score.
4 out of 5. Read them, give it a 4 out of 5 because Jamal Campbell's art is awesome. I couldn't find a black book, but I just remember that Jamal Campbell is a black artist, so this counts. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll do Cobra Commander
All
number
right,
2.
let's do it. Cobra Commander number 2 by Image Comics.
Yeah. Speaking of Joshua Williamson.
Mhm. God, this motherfucker's everywhere, man. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting this. Like they clone him, and you got like him on every company.
Yeah, he's writing. Yeah, Superman. He's writing this and Duke. And
He's
he's
writing
writing
Duke
a Green.
too?
Yeah, he's writing that Duke book, and then ain't he writing one? Was he writing Green Lantern
He's
or
writing
was he
Green
writing
Lantern,
Flash?
Green Arrow. He used to write Flash. He's not writing Flash anymore. And that Batman and Robin series, he's writing that too.
Oh yeah. No
It's
shit,
something
yeah.
else. It's a bunch of shit we're missing.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, this is Cobra Commander 2. So Cobra Commander, this is the Energon universe where GI Joe and Transformers are in the same world, and Duke has found out about the Transformers. In the Cobra Commander number 1, we find out that Cobra Commander is from Cobra La, so they're going deep into old GI Joe lore as far as the cartoon and stuff. And he's been set out upon the world, and he teams up with I thought it was going to be Destro, but it's not Destro. It's just some butler or somebody. But then they run into the Dreadnoks, and the Dreadnoks are like Zartan's crew, those like Mad Max sort of, renegades, road warriors or whatever. But this time they're in the swamps. I think it's America, because in the cartoon they were like Australian in the comics or in the cartoon, but it's some kind of, they're in the swamps, and they're running some sort of illegal operation. And Cobra Commander, they capture Cobra Commander, and they're trying to torture him, but then he starts kicking their asses, and then he escapes, and then jumps into starts swimming away, but then there's a bunch of gators swimming around him. So I wonder if Crocmaster is going to show up.
Florida, gotta be Florida.
Yeah. So pretty easy breezy story. I like how they took the Dreadnoks and turned them into like a psycho Texas Chainsaw redneck family. Pretty easy breezy. But so this gets a 4 out of 5. But I'm wondering, should I do the Transformers number 5 too? Because here's the thing. Mm-hmm. I thought Transformers came out last week. That's what I was hoping, because I was really stoked to read it.
Right.
But when I went to Comixology, it says it was not available. Not available till February 21st or whatever it was. So I'm like, oh shit, I could have sworn it was coming out this week, but it got pushed to the next week. But then I'm listening to This Geeks and Comics, and Gomer and them said it got released last week. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal was. Comixology's fucking up again, obviously.
I'm gonna send them another angry letter. Don't worry.
Yeah. That the AI will read and answer.
Right.
So anyways, I didn't get to read Transformers till this week. And it was cool. The Autobots go to the dam to sort of they figure they can get more power from the dam, so they can start making repairs and repairing their ship and all that, Teletran 1 and all that stuff. The Decepticons, they're making repairs. They use Skywarp's dead body to start repairing themselves, and then they go make an attack on the Transformers at the dam. There's a big action scene. It's cool. It's just, the Transformers fighting each other. Daniel Warren Johnson's awesome art style, makes this even cooler. And it's funny. He killed Bumblebee in issue 1. Mm-hmm. It was kind of controversial. Oh my God, you killed off Bumblebee. And he says, Daniel Warren Johnson said in an interview, he's like, yeah, the reason why I killed off Bumblebee, because I didn't feel like drawing him.
What the hell? Okay.
Yeah. So he killed off Bumblebee. But Cliff Jumper is in this book. And Cliff Jumper is basically a red Bumblebee. So
pretty much, yeah. He just served the same purpose. So
I'm like, yeah, like that's just Bumblebee, only he's painted red. Like you're still drawing the same thing, and he ain't coloring it,
I guess he'll do one. He didn't want to do both. So yeah.
Yeah. so
one gotta go.
So yeah. So yeah, that was cool. Like, yeah, this book is still awesome. I'm really, Optimus Prime has Megatron's arm, and because remember a couple issues ago, Optimus Prime got his arm fucked up in a battle, and then he used it as a whip to like kick ass. He ripped off his arm and used his arm as a weapon and started whipping ass. Well, then he found Megatron's arm with the gun on it, and now it's Optimus Prime with Megatron's gun. So he's kicking ass, he's shooting everybody. Starscream, being an ass. Starscream's such an asshole. It's funny though, they because there's a scene where Optimus Prime blows away Flicker, the camera.
Mm-hmm.
He's that camera. He kills him, and Starscream's like, no. I thought that was funny because Starscream's usually an asshole, but there he is crying over Flicker. Oh, I forgot to tell the ending. Okay. So they defeat the Decepticons. They send them running. Like, okay, we have enough power from the dam to repair the ship and Teletran 1. They go back to the ship, but who's waiting for them? Starscream and a bunch of Decepticons. But now they have the Constructicons.
Oh, okay.
Now, I don't know if you remember the Constructicons. They're all those construction vehicles. And form Devastator. So that's the last panel. Yeah, Devastator form, and then so Devastator, the last panel, to be continued. So
I know the Decepticons got a thing too.
Yeah,
like can turns into 5 people like that. Give me.
Yeah, that was Devastator.
No, right.
Yeah,
no. Wait, okay. Were Destructicons good guys or bad guys? They were Autobots.
Decepticons are the bad guys.
No. The Devastator. Devastator was a good guy, bad guy. I mean, Autobots.
He's a bad guy.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
What was I thinking of? I just thought because they were, construction cars. They were Autobots. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they were bad guys.
Oh, well, that's fucked up then. Okay. Because I'm thinking like, okay, well, the Autobots got a good guy. Okay, fuck him up. But now you say, no, the Decepticons have got a bad guy. Oh, damn, they're going to fuck him up.
Yeah.
my mood switched just that quick when you explained it to me. So.
Yeah. Yeah, they got the Decepticons got the Constructicons, and then Autobots got the Dinobots.
But they don't
form into a giant. Yeah, they don't form like a Voltron. No.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what they do with the Destructicon.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so this was cool. This, like I said, this is like I don't want to say book of the week because it technically came out last week, but I didn't read it till this week. So I was so excited. I was like waiting for this book. So I was kind of pissed that I didn't get to read it last week because I was excited. But then, yeah. So anyways, it's awesome. So between this and that Ultimate Spider-Man, those are like my 2 favorite books this week.
Yeah, it was a good week for books this week. So yeah, I feel like everybody dropped it at the same time, but yeah. All right, so next book I'm going to do, like I said, a book that I said I was going to stick with, and I'm sticking to my guns. I am sticking with this book. This is, did I get it? I don't think I got it. It's cool. James Bond number 2.
Oh, okay. Shit, that's right.
Yeah, because Comixology will not tell you if this book coming out. You just got to just find it. You got to search for this shit.
Garth Ennis.
Garth Ennis. This is his second book of it. It's finishing off what we had last time. Like I said, it giving you the Garth Ennis shit you expect. So let's get it. And it's actually give you more than what you expected. I get into it. So let's jump into James Bond number 2, 007 number 2. So the book starts off with James Bond. I'm just gonna pass it because it's being kind of boring. James Bond's on a bus. Remember,
is that Moneypenny?
That's Moneypenny. Yes, he's on the phone with Moneypenny, and Moneypenny is laughing at him because he's on a bus. Because James Bond,
they made her all hot and shit.
Yeah, in the last movies, they made it like that.
Yeah.
So he's on a bus. He's just stuck there because his Aston Martin got blown up, and apparently it's like a train strike right now. So he's got to ride with public transportation, and basically just telling him, "Don't worry, when we find out who did this, James, we'll send you out here like good because being on this bus, I'm ready to kill somebody right now." So they find out what's going on, and those guys that he interrogated last time, they were all dead, but he found like tattoos on them to let him know that they're mercenaries. It doesn't really tell them anything, but at least they know that they're mercenaries. So whoever's behind them, they're trying to cover their tracks. So yeah, so he baby's crying and shit like that. He tells Moneypenny, go tell M, I'm gonna go change clothes. When I change clothes, we can have our Zoom call or like that. So he goes there. He gets on the phone he gets a phone call from Felix Leiter, his cousin, not his real cousin, his CIA cousin. That's what they call themselves. So, and apparently Felix Leiter knows everything that's going on. He knows about the Russians. He knows about the bomb that got stolen. He knows that the British stole it. Like, so how he knows all this stuff, he doesn't answer. So, but amazing thing, the Americans know everything that's going on. And while James is walking into his building, he walks to the next door building, and he already knows that behind him, a gang of mercenaries are following him behind him. And he tells Felix, Felix, I'm gonna put you on speaker for a second. So the mercenaries are going to the room. They listen for the speaker because he left them on speaker. So they go listen to Felix Leiter. And when they go to it, they find that old spy technique. You leave the cell phone on, let the guys go to it. And two guys walk to the room. And what happens? Bond grabs one, shoots him in the neck. Bam, shoot the chick in the head. So that's two down right there. And then two more come in. So he used the other guy that he shot in the neck as a human shield and keeps blasting them and takes them out. And meanwhile, they're like surrounding him. They're like flanking him in a kill zone and shit. He's using that guy as a human shield, but he realizes the shit isn't working too good. So he shoots one in the head and shoots the other one in the dick, I guess. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So meanwhile, he knows that he's getting flanked. He's coming around it. So he calls down the elevator, grabs the guy that's human shield, moves him in the elevator with them while he's getting shot at. And while they keep shooting him, he goes the elevator up to the third floor. And meanwhile, the guy is yelling, he shot. And Bond like, what the fuck? You still alive? So yeah, so they go to the third floor. Bond exits out, shoots two more guys in there, takes those guys out, and jumps off the third floor. Meanwhile, bounces from floor to floor to floor like he's a fucking Winter Soldier. Comes down here like, oh shit, and lands on one of the guys and like knocks his eye out and shit like that. Grabs one of the Uzis, shoot more guys, and he knows there's too many guys coming. He ain't gonna survive this. And that's when he hears sirens. The police are here. So when he hears the police here, he hears four more shots, but not his direction, up on the third floor. So apparently they took each other out, so nobody can get information out of them. Meanwhile, the police are here. He fires up one, and he's like, don't get me. They attack me. So yeah. So he gets on a call with Mim and basically tell him everything that's going on. And M tell him it's more serious than what you think's going on because they fired that bomb on British soil. Whoever took the bomb. They're like, oh shit. So we're gonna get a call for MI5. MI5 is gonna take this. You worry about where this bomb came from. So and Bond thinks he has a lead. He's been doing some investigation and he found this guy named Stephen Vickers. And Stephen Vickers was a guy that was working on the research with the bomb, but he left six years later saying that he had a conflict of interest. Meanwhile, Bond went into digging into his past and realized his grandfather was Polish. Now, Eli, correct me if I'm wrong, Rock. Did Polish have anything to do with the Soviet Union? I need AK David on this.
I don't know.
I think so.
That's World War II history. I know Russia.
Right, Russia
technically won World War. Yeah, technically won World War II. Russia did.
Right, Russia. So Russia has something to do with Soviet Union, but the Poland had something to do with Soviet Union. But anyway, the guy's grandfather's Poland, so they thinking that the Soviet Union was planning this shit way back then about this whole bomb shit. Because basically, the bomb that they got for people to catch up with the bomb, they found an ice bomb that the Nazis made that they were using on concentration camps. I don't know if this shit is real or Russians made it up, but anyway, the Germans had it, the Russians stole it, the British stole it, and somebody stole it from them. But they don't know who stole it. So Bond thinks that there's some loyalists in the Soviet Union that stole it. Not necessarily Russian, but the Soviet Union stole it. So that's what we're thinking. So he was like, so this guy, we can't touch this guy right now. But we need to find out what he knows. He's working for a private company right now. And I need you to give me the green light to go after him, ma'am, because you're the only one that can get me to him. And Em is just like, I can't believe Bond talking to this bullshit. What did he do? So Bond is going after that guy to ask a question on, but the only thing is that guy's on the space station called Godspeed. So the only way Bond can go after him is to go to space. Bond is going to space.
Moonraker.
Damn, I can't remember the theme song. I had a theme song here till you said it.
The Moonraker. Who did that song?
Shirley Bassey. She does all the great Bond songs.
Oh, okay.
I know. If anybody else, I'm gonna know this. So yeah. So the next issue, Bond is going to space to shoot up a bunch of people. I'm curious. I want to see what Garth Ennis does with Bond in space. I got to see what it looks like. So yeah. I'm liking this book. Like I said, it gives you exactly what you expected. You want to get this carnage, gore. There's all this stuff. It's not very Bond-like, but I don't even give a shit. Let Bond shoot up people like his Punisher. I don't care. But what they also doing is throwing in a whole lot of political intrigue in that, and I'm into that. I'm into where this story is going. Some of this shit, and like I looked up the stuff that was going last issue, a lot of that shit Garth Ennis was doing was real. I didn't do the research on this one, so I don't know how much he's pulling from real life in this one, but that makes it so interesting. So far, I'm enjoying the book. I want to see what Garth Ennis does. Let Bond kill a bunch of people in space. Let bodies float in space and shit like that. And yeah, I'm in there. So
get sucked out and frozen and then bust into 1,000 pieces and shit.
He still ain't fucked the chick yet, though. That's my only thing about this book. Come on, Garth Ennis, let Bond be Bond. Have him fuck a chick in space. There we go. You are attempting re-entry, sir. Yeah, anyway, what you got now?
I'm pretty much booked out. I mean, I did read a bunch of other shit, but let me mention Alien. That Alien black white.
Dropped that book, but yeah, okay.
I did. I kind of did, but then I checked this out just because it was short stories. The Black, White, and Blood, it's called. They're doing those Black, White, and Red and Black, White, and whatever books, at Marvel. Well, this is the Aliens now. Aliens, Black, White, and Blood. And it's just it's an anthology, just 3 10-page stories, but they were all pretty cool. Like, all those stories were really cool. The first story was about like this spaceship where they're like a utopian society. They're kind of like a sort of like a communist socialism sort of government on a spaceship, and then they got to vote if they want to how they like sort of handle the alien attack, and they they end up like sealing off a ship with a bunch of survivors on it. It's about how it's basically a comment on government and all that with aliens. So that one was cool. But then the second story is about like these rich assholes, these like billionaires who get to go on safari and hunt xenomorphs, and they pay to do this. And then the Marines that are in charge of getting these aliens, they end up pulling a fast one and turn off all the safety, like all the force fields and shit, as a way to like fuck you to Weyland-Yutani, the corporation, and say no. How many Marines died getting these aliens so these rich assholes can hunt them in safety? Like, fuck that. So it was like a revenge, sort of like the eat the rich, fuck the rich sort of a story. But the last story was my favorite. And it's about this little kid who's on a ship that's overrun with aliens. And he's the only survivor. He's like a little kid, like a toddler. And his mom sedated him before she died and programmed Mother, the computer, the Mother computer on the ship, to guide him through the ship and get him onto an escape shuttle. So it's just this little kid walking through this carnage of the ship with dead bodies and aliens and the eggs hatching and the xeno guiding him. An alien queen is trying to chase him, and this little kid has to navigate through there while the Mother computer guides him, is like talking to him. And it was awesome. I was like, holy shit, that was dope. And that's what I liked about it, is because I feel like lately they're just over explaining the science fiction of some of these franchises. Like, how they over explain Star Wars and how hyperspace works. They're trying to turn Star Wars into Star Trek. Now they're trying to turn like these last Prometheus and these alien books. They're trying to turn aliens into 2001 and how humans are created. Like
AI, that made me think about HAL 2000.
Yeah, all this shit. And it's like Aliens it's a monster movie. Go back to the creature feature. Alien, the first Alien movie is a slasher movie in space. You know, Aliens is an action movie. It's a war movie in space. You know what I mean? Like they're moving away from the formula and they're trying to cram all this technological babble that in the end I don't really give a shit about. So it was nice to go back and just take these 3 really simplified stories and just like, you know, just strip away all the bullshit, cut away all the filler. Who cares about how things run or, you know, all this bullshit? Like, no, just have aliens be monsters again. So that it just took it back to basics. And that's what I liked about this book. Is this my book of the week? Because this was a lot of fun. 3 short but sweet stories about aliens, you know, xenomorph shit. So yeah, I really dug on that. What else did I read? Read Daredevil, was pretty solid. Hulk was pretty solid.
Doctor Strange was in there.
Yeah, that was fine. Hulk ended on a cliffhanger. That's why it was cool, but that ended on a cliffhanger. That's why I didn't review it. And what else? Oh, it was the last issue, so I said fuck it. The Joker year 1.
I'm gonna just wait till they done with all that
Yeah,
shit.
I read it. It's whatever. It was more about Gordon this time.
Yeah.
In fact, Gordon was the main character of this book, which was pretty cool.
Okay.
But you know, the Joker shit I didn't really care about. So yeah, it was the last issue. I was like, fuck it. I came this far, I might as well read the last one. So
don't worry, I'll get caught up eventually. I'll get it back.
But that's about it, you know. Ultimate Spider-Man and the Transformers and this Alien book were pretty much my favorites this week.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Oh, I got one.
Oh yeah, the Tom Taylor books. Yeah.
And the Tom Taylor book. Okay. So I got one more book. This is my black book. My black superhero book.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
I got one more. Okay. So like I said, we're wrapping up Black History Month. I've been doing at least one black superhero every week. And since I couldn't find anything in Superman and James Bond, so I decided to dig up one. But here's the weird thing about it. The book I'm doing is Quasar number 17.
Quasar.
Yes.
Marvel Quasar?
No,
yeah.
It's a blonde haired white guy. I'm gonna see if I can show you the picture of the cover. There it is. So, like I said, Quasar number 17. So that's Quasar, the guy up top. That's the black book I'm doing.
Yeah.
Now, here's the reason I'm doing the black book. I gotta explain a little bit because
is that Monica in the background? I thought.
Yes, Monica's in the background. You will see Monica Rambeau is in the book. She's featured in them. See if I can blow it up a little bit. Yeah. So she's in the book, but she's not the main character of this book. She's in it. That's one reason I decided to do it. But the other character is Makari. Okay. I know a lot of y'all don't know who Makari is, so let me explain who Makari is.
That's over my head. You're going deep, yo.
I'm going.
You're going deep.
Okay, so for Black History Month, the blonde dude in the front, in the red, that guy, that's Makari. That's who the book is about. Now, the reason I'm doing Makari, because for the 6 people that saw and remember the Eternals, they'll remember that there was a super speedster on the team. Their Flash version, Makari. So in the 80s, Makari was a blonde white guy, but they changed Makari in the movie to be a black deaf chick. That's why I'm saying this is my black superhero book. Now, like I said, that was back in the 80s. Yes.
That's a stretch. You're stretching that one.
I'm making it work. Because like I said, that's what Makari looked like in the movie, but in the 80s, this is what Makari looked like. A white guy, like all the Eternals were white so anybody that wasn't white in the movie, they were changed. That's all you need to know. But like I said, later on in the Eternals comics, they changed because the Eternals had the ability to like change their genetics or whatever bullshit. So he morphed himself into her. So a white guy, changed himself into a black chick. So if you pick up an Eternal comic now, Makari is a black chick. But if you pick up Eternals comic in the 80s, it was a white guy. So technically, I'm going to count this as a black book because Monica's in it too. So yeah. But other shit happens in this book too. I just want to use this as an excuse to do this book. It's a wild fucking book. Let me just go to it. All right. So let's start off here. Quasar number 17. All right. So the book starts off with Quasar coming back to Earth because he was on a mission with the Squadron Supreme on some other bullshit. Meanwhile, somebody runs past him so fast he can't even see who he is. He's like, whoa, who the fuck was that? He ran past that. Meanwhile, the Squadron Supreme looking around, and Makari was also on the mission with them too. He's like I said, he's an Eternal, and he's like, whoa, somebody was fast. Who's fast? Somebody faster than me. Let me find out who that was, because he thinks he's the fastest person on planet Earth right now. So they go there, and I'm gonna just get past it because the Squadron Supreme do some bullshit. I don't care. I'm not even gonna explain who the Squadron Supreme is. You should know who they are by now. But anyway, they drop them off, and Makari and Quasar are running through the Earth, running through mountains, shit like that, and they're trying to find out who that fast person was. Makari wants to find out whoever that is. I want to find out who fast they are, so we find out. And then that person just catches up with them. You're like, what the fuck? Like, who are you? They're like, oh, I'm the runner. I'm one of the elder gods of the Marvel Universe. So like Grandmaster and Collector. He's one of them, one of the elders. So, and he came to Earth because he heard the Earth had a lot of fast people on the planet. So he's here to look for the fastest people on Earth to have a meetup. And Makari's like, well, you looking at the fast person right now, runner. He like, I hope not. Let me go find some more fast people. Hopefully your speed, and then we'll all meet up and I'll let you know what's going on. So he just shoot past him. And Makari, he runs so fast, Makari can't even find him. He's like, what the fuck? So he's like, oh, this guy thinks he's faster than me. Like, I'm gonna find him, I'm gonna race him to show him that I'm the fastest person. And some other shit happened. So basically the whole point is that, yeah. So Makari is running again, and the runner just catches up with him again, just like it's nothing. He's like, how the hell this guy just catches up with me like it's nothing? And basically what the runner is telling him, I'm going to collect all the fastest people on the planet, and I want y'all to race against each other, and I'm going to give y'all a prize to whoever wins the race of the fast person on Earth. He was like, look, there's nobody. And then Makari tries to outrun him. He's like, look, I'm telling you, I'm the fast person. Like, he like, and runner just catches up with him like, whoa, I wasn't done yet. I wasn't done speaking. When I give you coordinates and I find the fast people on Earth, you go there, meet me, and I meet you. Bye. And just outruns him like it's nothing. Like he's just a blur. Like, man, fuck this guy. And he runs so fast, he pulls a hamstring because he's training to find the rest. So anyway, we find the fastest runners on planet Earth, and you recognize them. Monica Rambeau, who at this time is called Captain Marvel. That's her. Quicksilver getting off the ship. Quicksilver is there. The Wizard is there. Who else is there? Some other people I don't know. The other people, they don't matter. They're slow as shit. So the point is, the runner has collected the fast people on Earth, and he wants them to. He's going to teleport everybody to the moon, and he's going to run a race where the fastest person will win this great prize, and you got to be there. But everybody's there right now except Makari. So right before he gets ready to teleport everybody there, Makari shows up at the last minute, like, I'm here to race. Because Makari don't want to race these guys. He want to race the runner. Because he's like, I can beat these guys to nothing, even though he pulled a hamstring. So they teleport him to the moon, and he says, like, Mark, you set, go. So you got all the runners. Where are they? Yeah, all the runners. You got Black Racer, somebody Saber, these guys. Monica Rambeau. Oh, and he made a rule for Monica Rambeau that her feet has to touch the ground while she's running. So for those who don't know, Monica Rambeau is faster than Quicksilver. They fought before. She was moving so fast he couldn't even see her because she can move at light speed. So Monica Rambeau, the point is she didn't touch the ground, so she's actually eliminated from the race, even though she might have actually gave a good chance of running. So while they're catching with the race, seeing what the hell is going on, somebody else jumps into the race, and they're moving so fast they can't even see them join the race. And the person is, boom, the Flash. The Flash has showed up in the race. Now, the reason the Flash is here, because this takes place around Crisis on Infinite Earths. When he ran so fast to save the multiverse, he basically evaporated himself. But apparently, according to this book, he ran so fast, he ran into the Marvel Universe. So he doesn't know who he is, where he is. He just wakes up like, I can't remember who I am. All I know is that I need to run. So he just starts taking off running, and he runs so fast, Quasar can't even see who he is. Like, I can't even see who the guy was. He just runs so fast. So he's blurring past everybody running. Like they're moving in slow mo. He's just running past them so fast. And they're like, who the fuck was that? So they're running. Quicksilver's like, who the fuck was that? So, and he's still running, just moving past everybody. Meanwhile, Makari was in first place, but the thing is that hamstring injury is catching up with him. So the wizard passed him. And he's just like, I can't let the wizard I can't lose to the wizard. He's like, I gotta block out all this pain because the wizard is not my enemy. My body is my enemy. I am my enemy. Only person that can beat me is me. So I gotta bypass all the pain, all the struggle. I am speed. I am light. I am energy. Ignore the pain, So he's like, he's running so fast, he didn't even know he passed Wizard because he's just like, I just got to pass everybody. I got to prove that I am the fastest person alive. And as soon as he does that, boom, the Flash catches up with him and bypasses him just like that. He's like, who the fuck was that? They're like, wait, that's somebody faster than me? So he's just like, oh, shit. So, and then Quasar catches up with the runner, and Quasar trying to tell him, man, there's somebody else on the race. I can't see him. I don't know if they're a good guy, bad guy. I can't tell. And we're like, chill out, don't worry about it. Because don't worry, the guy will show up right now. Boom, there he is right there. So he was like, and the guy's like, oh, well, where am I? He's like, don't worry, you are the fastest man alive. What's your name? He's like, I don't know. I think Buried Alien or something. It's copyrighted, so they can't say Barry Allen, So how does it feel to be the fastest man alive? He was like, you know what? It feels right. It feels right to be the fastest man alive. So he was like, well, congratulations, Barry. Oh, well, Buried Alien. Since you're the fastest man on Earth, now you get to graduate to the fastest man in the galaxy. So we're going to teleport out of here, and we're going to run a faster race than this and leave these slowpokes behind. Bye. And he teleports out of here. Meanwhile, while they've been doing all this talking, Makari finally catches up. He's like, oh, shit, where'd he go? He's like, damn. He's like, damn, Quasar, somebody's actually faster than me. I thought I was a fast person, but I'm not. And Quasar like, don't worry, my power gauntlets and quantum bands and shit, they did a scan on the guy real quick. He's not even from this universe. He's from somewhere else. So technically, you are still the fastest person on Earth. And plus, if you would have won the race, the runner would have took you somewhere in the galaxy and we would never seen you again. So they actually did you a favor by not winning the race. He was like, oh, thanks, Quasar. And then they make out and that's it. The end. I'm sorry, they didn't.
What's that guy's name again?
Which one? Quasar? Yeah, Quasar was the blonde guy. And Makari was the other blonde guy. But Quasar was the Green Lantern ripoff. So yeah,
the guy looks like Pyro or Havoc or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Let me see.
The guy you said he was turned into a black girl.
Yeah. Okay, that's Makari. Makari. The white guy that turns into the black girl eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, he looks like Havoc or Pyro
like,
or Shatterstar, any of those guys.
Everybody you named, Jack Kirby made all those people anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So that's the thing of the book. So that's the reason I don't want to do this. I didn't really give a shit about Makari. I just the fact that Flash showed up in the Marvel Universe and they got away with it. Nobody said anything. And he outraced everybody in the Marvel Universe. So that's why
wasn't there a crossover? When was the crossover between like Justice League and Marvel?
That was like They did it several times. They did one like in the 80s, they did one like in the 90s, and one like in 2000 with like George Perez. But the thing is, they actually never named Flash in this book. They did just enough where you know it's him, but you don't know it's him.
Okay. Who did the art for this?
Some guy. I don't know. Yeah. So that's the thing. So that's why I want to do this book. Flash can beat everybody in the Marvel Universe. So I'm gonna do the thumbnail Makari versus Flash and see if anybody gives a shit about Makari. So yeah.
Start some shit again. This is bullshit.
You know what I do? It's woke.
Yeah.
This white black man chick got beat by the Flash.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So yeah, that's going on with that. So that's all I got. That's like I've been wanting to do that book for a while. And I just use this as an excuse just to do it. So yeah. So that wraps up Black Hero Superhero Month for me. So yeah. I dug in the crates for that one. So yeah. So anything else we got or?
No, I'm booked out.
Okay. For a short week with nothing to talk about, this is a long ass episode. So
we had a lot of books.
Yeah, appreciate everybody sticking by it, Wise. Eli said This Geeks and Comics did do a show this week. I didn't see it on my feed, but I'm gonna go back and check to see what it is. So definitely check them out because they're gonna talk about way more comic. I don't know how they're gonna talk about more comic shit than we did tonight, but they will. They'll find a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And next week we actually got shit to talk about because next week Doom drops. So Eli,
Oh shit.
yeah, I will have my Doom popcorn bucket. This movie, I've been looking at Rotten Tomatoes. This movie's been getting 10 out of 10s left and right. They're saying this movie is so good, you will fill up that bucket. So there you go.
All right.
So we'll see how it goes. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.
Young Nab, baby.
I can't stand still. I can't stand still. One more time. I can't stand still.
I can't stand still. I can't stand still. I gotta keep moving, going up that anthill. I can't stand still. I can't stand still. I gotta have motion. That's the only way I can deal. I can't stand still. I can't stand still. I gotta keep going, can't down on this anthill. I can't stand still. I can't stand still. I gotta keep moving, going up that anthill. Yeah. Lifelong full of pressure. I'm sneezing on these bitches. I chew 'em, but I didn't bless her. I'm drawing, but I didn't sketch her. I'm charged, but I didn't test them. I spent the whole block looking for my goals and still didn't catch them. But when I do, I'ma wreck them. Yeah, this here for all them hecklers. They wonder why I don't respect them. I did that work and a little extra, but they talking all that Armstrong. Keep still on, I have to stretch them. You niggas ain't nothing but my juniors hitting that slant. Oh, they'll Beckham. I'm out here running these lessons, trying to receive all my blessings. Making nothing but an all green salad, still fresh with a little bit of dressing. You niggas steady protesting. It's time for you to go and flex it. Might as well go and bring the real back, cause the game needs the protection. Yeah. Stand still.
I can't stand still.
I gotta
I
have
can't stand
motion.
still.
Stand still.
Yeah.
I gotta have motion. I can't stand still. I can't stand still. I gotta keep moving, going up that anthill. I can't stand still. I can't stand still. I gotta have motion. That's the only way I can deal. I can't stand still. I can't stand still. I gotta keep going, can't down on this anthill. I can't stand still. I can't stand still. I gotta keep moving, going
I'm
up
itching
that
the
anthill.
moon. I'm ready to groove. I'm dancing like MJ. I walk to the moon. Hate make me float on my helium balloon. My wave can't be stopped. My vibe brings typhoon. I'm jamming to my blue. My finish line coming soon. This life would never get me down. I won't stop. Life goes on. My favorite rapper hip hop. My life bring up and downs. I'm moving like stock. I stay live. I stay fly. Just know I stay in motion. That my light up inside. It cover my pain. I gotta maintain. I'm moving like my blood as it flow through my veins. The rain spread wide. I motion like receiver. This road get tough. I keep my faith in Jesus. Earth, wind, and fire. Just know I got my reason. I gotta keep moving cause I stay dodging demons.
Back on my mission, back in position, back in the kitchen. I got them fiending like Jodeci, like Bobby Brown for that new edition. Nah, I ain't dissing, y'all niggas trash. Oh, they hating is what they tell themselves. I ain't gotta say shit outside the booth, cause everybody know that dope sell itself. Man, what it do? M. Dot, D.O. Dub, JJ Spade, Black Sunday, clear the runway. Real niggas about to take the stage, and I was chilling in the cut. Never pop back up, let them wonder what he gon' do. Don't give me a reason to fuck around and drop tech season 2. That's only half the team, but I'm saving all that for another song. Best believe when I secure the bag, I'ma be like Giannis, put my brothers on. And it was written like scripture. Some of y'all still can't see the picture. If you ain't with it, then I can't get with ya. If the shoe fit, let that motherfucker fit ya. Props to y'all that made it out, but fuck y'all if you ain't make a route. I'm trying to get back to where I started, cause 2020 try to take us out. But I'm still here, ho, show that ass, ho, pour that glass of that champagne. And if y'all on the same shit I'm on, then gon' pop a bottle, do the damn thing, and I'm on.
I can't stand still. I can't stand still. I gotta keep moving, going up that anthill. I can't stand still. I can't stand still. I gotta have motion. That's the only way I can deal. I can't stand still. I can't stand still. I gotta keep going, can't down on this anthill. I can't stand still. I can't stand still. I gotta keep moving, going up that anthill.